Mr. McCurry Bay, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to raise your right hand.
I'm new to this legal, and I'm not Catholic or Baptist. I'm a Moroccan national, so
Yes, sir.
if it's all right, could I put my hand over my heart and say,
or my constitutional representative. I mean,
right.
all the laws, all my laws violated against me. All my rights taken from me and stuff like that. And I'm not happy about it. Everything was wrong.
you don't need a driver's license to do travel. You only need the license to do commerce. And the pretextual stop is because he gave me a citation for the traveling part, but he didn't give me a citation for the ID.
I have a right to defend me. I don't want her to defend me. I've never even talked to her. I talked to her before they gave her continuance because she went out of state for Christmas.
The thing is, though, I'm a Moroccan diplomat, which implies that I don't fall under that jurisdiction.
And under that standing for diplomacy or for diplomatic community, if you are seeking exemption from this court's order, that
Your Honor, I've spoken with Mr. Boulay, and Mr. Boulay is indicating that he is likely to hire private counsel on his matter, or either will be representing himself.
All right.
I do not believe he's confirming for trial on the 3rd or the 6th or the 7th. I believe we will need to make new court dates.
All right. So, Mr. Boulay, are you trying to hire a private attorney to represent you in this case then?
Possibly, yes.
Okay.
Or my constitutional representative. I mean,
right.
all my laws violated against me. All my rights were taken from me and stuff like that. And I'm not happy about it. Everything was wrong. They don't have an RAS, SAF, none of that stuff. I mean, what they did was totally wrong. They assaulted me, incarcerated me, kidnapped me, and handcuffed my cousin, 65 years old, never been in trouble in her day of her life, and got handcuffed right in our house. They had no reason to come to my house. So, I'm not happy about this. And this is not going to go over easy for you guys.
All right, Mr. Boulay, I'm going to set your case aside for you to calm down, take a breath, and be ready to address the court properly. But first, I'm going to handle some other cases. In the meantime, your microphone's going to be muted, and I expect you to leave it that way until your case is called again. All right, Mr. Boulay, you still with us?
Your Honor, I might temper my Mr. Boulay is a constitutionalist, and Mr. Boulay feels strongly that he would like to secure an attorney that can state his position to the court or either represent himself on this matter. I'm not sure if the court remembers Mr. Boulay, but Mr. Boulay was before this court back in December when I was in Arizona, and he objected to our trial dates being reset outside of his very important right to a speedy trial. At that hearing, the court indicated that the court actually set January court dates for our confirmation and jury trial dates. Those dates somehow slipped between the cracks and were not ever attended. Subsequently, this case was reset now for February court dates. But I can represent to the court that Mr. Boulay has, from the inception of his case, strongly noted his opinion about not continuing his trial dates. I believe they may have been continued more than once, but they were all continued for what the court found was good cause. However, Mr. Boulay did not agree with the court's position on those matters. He is obviously before the court now, and I just wanted to give the court a little backstory on Mr. Boulet's representations to the court today by just letting the court know that he is what I would term a constitutionalist. Maybe the court can hear from Mr. Boulet himself.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Boulet, what I want to know is what you want to do about representation, whether that's Ms. Rowe, another attorney, or yourself. And in light of that, how does that affect the trial dates that we have set for you for March 6th?
It affects it. Discoveries get here and all that stuff, because once I get my discoveries and stuff like that, I'm just send a motion in here on dismissal, first of all. And as far as me getting an attorney, that'll take me probably a year, because I'm on Social Security disability. I get peanuts. I get saved for an attorney. It's going to take at least a year to save for it. So you're better off if I go myself. But I've got a constitutional attorney for us, and I'm going to get him, hopefully, to come take care of it for me. Are you there? Oh.
Yeah, Mr. Boulet, I can hear you.
Okay. I mean, I didn't ask for any continuance. I don't know what happened in January. I never even heard of January. So I have never, yeah. I mean, is there an SA, excuse me, sir, is there an SAF filed at all in paperwork?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Reasonable articulate suspicion that I committed a crime. If they don't have that, do they have an SAF in their report?
Previously found, Your Honor.
I'm not going to go down this path like this.
Well, I understand that, but you guys are intruding my path now.
Mute your phone, please. All right, and Mr. Boulet, and for the record, I've had your microphone muted because you're not answering my question as I had asked you to do earlier, and you're agitated and talking about things that apparently don't have anything to do with the question that I asked. Ms. Rowe, Mr. Thompson, my inclination is to leave this case set as is for trial on March 6th. I mean, what I'm hearing here, if I can distill it down to what's being said, is that Mr. Boulet is just upset about this whole thing, and he has an opinion about how speedy trial works, which is fine. I mean, in any kind of case, whether a person's characterized as a constitutionalist or not, they might disagree with court rulings, they might disagree with their attorney's trial strategy, they might disagree with their attorney's characterization of what the law is, and that is fine and that is normal, and I don't think that's any kind of obstacle to trying a case. But it is important that if those are the facts and there is such a disagreement, that the individual with that disagreement comport themselves in the proper way in court so that the case can be tried, and legal issues that may have been laid down and decided during the course of the pretrial hearings can be properly appealed if the outcome of the trial is adverse. But I don't think it gets us anywhere to try to address Mr. Boulet's legal concepts and concerns. That's your job, Ms. Rowe, to present his legal case to the court. He's not free to, as a person who's represented, he's not free to also represent himself as an attorney and present his own legal theories to the court and argue them. So at this point, he's been previously advised of his rights. He's elected to accept appointed counsel from the court. It is the eve of trial, which is set on March 6th. This case has been continued previously for a good cause as found by the court. Engaging in this kind of discussion at this late stage, which appears to be nothing more than satisfying an intellectual position that Mr. Boulet has, is just what I perceive to be a mechanism to delay and extend the case. His most direct answer to the question that I asked him was that he would take at least a year to try to find an attorney. I don't think that's a realistic option in any way. So at this late stage, it would be inappropriate. It would not serve the interest of justice to allow Mr. Boulay extra time to hire a different attorney from you, Ms. Rowe, nor would it be appropriate to let him represent himself. And he's clearly not prepared to do that. And any request that he may be making to do that, I interpret as just a way to try to delay and extend the proceedings instead of going to trial. So I am going to mark this case down as confirmed for March 6th at 9 a.m. for trial. Mr. Boulay, as I said, I had your microphone muted because I couldn't count on you to listen.
I was listening.
You are going to be represented by Ms. Rowe in this case. You're going to continue to be represented by her. She is going to perform her functions as your attorney, and the case is confirmed for trial on March 6th. I expect that you will attend in person. I also expect that when you do, you'll behave appropriately at that time. This bantering and argument and randomly bringing up legal theories is not appropriate. That is not how court is conducted. I don't know what you may have seen or heard before, but I'm going to expect proper courtroom decorum and behavior on everyone's part, including yours. And I'm not going to detail it any more than that because everyone already knows how to behave properly in court. So I expect that will be the case.
I understand that, but I got something to say. I have a right to who defends me. I don't want her to defend me. I've never even talked to her. I talked to her before they gave her continuance because she went out of state for Christmas. That was them who gave the continuance. The second continuance, I didn't even know about it. I didn't ask for any continuance whatsoever, and I don't want her to represent me because we don't even have time to prepare for the case because she hasn't even talked to me about anything. Nothing. It's the first time. It's the only time I talked to her is when I come on to Zoom. It's the only time I talk to her. Other than that, I've never talked to her. And I don't have to accept her for my legal representation. And I was being kind of a smart ass about the 1 year because the money I make right now for disability is very, very, very little. And so it means I'd have to save to get an attorney. So that's what I meant by a year. I don't want to wait for a year. I want this over now so I can get my lawsuits going.
Yeah, well, this case is going to be resolved by trial, and that's going to commence on March 6th.
Well, too. You're going to try me without it? I'm not having her represent me.
Ms. Rowe is your attorney in this case.
No, I didn't pick her. You guys can't just tell me who I can have for an attorney.
Your Honor, I think it would be important to remind the defendant that it's not trial by Zoom either. He would need to be here in person.
I don't know how clear I was on that point, but trial is conducted in person and not by Zoom. So all appearances after this one are in person at the courthouse.
And Your Honor, could I inquire whether the state was confirming today?
We were.
Apparently, yes. Okay, that will conclude Mr. Boulay's matter for today. And I believe that will also conclude the calendar.
Mr. Boulay, I will be calling you.
Yeah.
I will be calling you on Monday.
He can't tell me that shit. He can't tell me who I can have for an attorney.
Let's take a look here. Looks like you received an infraction for exceeding the posted speed limit in a school zone and also having an illegible or obscured license plate on your vehicle on February 4th, 2025. You've responded to the issuance of those infractions by requesting a contested hearing. Is that correct?
My license suspended?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just wanted to make sure those were the two infractions that were issued. I just wanted to make sure that was your understanding of why you're before the court.
Okay.
Okay. And you've requested a contested hearing of those infractions. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to begin by reviewing the police report. I'm then going to swear you in and give you an opportunity to provide your testimony. Okay. So give me 1 second while I review the officer's report. All right, and the court has reviewed the report of Officer Brian Danley. Mr. Harper, is there testimony you would like to provide regarding the issuance of the infractions in this case? Servant, as you raise your right hand, do you swear and affirm that any testimony you offer will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, sir, go ahead. What is your testimony regarding the issuance of these infractions?
Let me see. I left home and I turned down the street where that Catholic school is, wherever that school is, right over here. I may have ran about a corner a little fast because there was some cars approaching. Okay, I'll bite the bullet for that. But as I'm going down the road, I don't know how long that the officer was behind me, but when I get to the light, I finally see him pulling up. He wasn't already behind me, he was pulling up. And as I turned in the corner at the light, he hit his lights. So I'm hearing impaired. I get out of my car to that police officer, whoever, no. First thing he says, get back in your car. I said, no, I'm getting back in my car. I'm hearing impaired. I'm not going to miss something you say. So it started from that. And I'm going to tell you the truth. He started to put his hand on his gun. And I told him, don't do it with me. I don't play that. I'm not going to say what I said. I said, but I don't play that. Don't do it. And he attempted, and I let him know, I don't play it. And I wasn't going to play it, so I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't have no problem with police, but when he went like that, that's my problem. Evidently, he didn't like what I was saying to him. I'm telling him, I'm hearing impaired, whatever he doesn't like, that's your problem, not mine, but you're not going to put your hand on your gun with me. And I'm definitely not going to go for it. He called other people. They came or whatever, gave him my ticket. You're going to try and tell me, oh, you can go. I looked at him like, are you crazy? I cursed him out. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not your kid. You're not going to talk to me like that. I'm a grown man just like you're a grown man. You can't respect me, I'm not going to respect you. That's how I am, sir. And I'm from the South. I know what it is to respect. I know all that. But when they get that gun in that bag, some of them, they let it go to their head. I don't. I'm going to give you respect. If you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you. And that's what it was. It was a lot of disrespect. Evidently, he thought he was bigger than me because he had that. You're not. You're a human being just like I am. You bleed just like I bleed. And that's what it was. He didn't like the way I came. He thought I probably was going to, excuse my language, punk down or whatever, but I didn't. I stood my ground. I'm not going to let, just because you got a gun in the badge, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry, but that's not, sir. I've been through too. I just lost my wife. She committed suicide on Easter. So there's a lot of things that go, and I don't need that stuff like that. And at this time, that didn't happen, but it was things going on. I tried to be cordial. When I got out of my car, I'm hearing impaired. I'm hearing impaired. You say something to me, I'm going to miss. And I'm not going to, by you saying something to me, I miss it, I go to jail. And that's what happened. For me, that's what happened. I don't know what he put in his report. I don't know. But that's what I did. Like I said, I may have been speed. I'll bite the bullet for that. But if he put something else in that report, I'll fight it till the day I die.
Yeah, and Mr. Danley, I'll tell you, or Mr. Harper, excuse me, I'll tell you, there's none of that in the report. The only thing that's in the report is him saying he saw.
So my whole point is, I'm not trying to interrupt you.
Okay.
I know I turned the corner, okay?
Yeah.
Now, if I went through that street fast like that, why did he just not come up behind me when I got to that light?
Yeah.
And then I looked in my mirror. I seen he was approaching me and he got behind me. Then he hit his lights as I turned to their Wendy's. And he stopped me in that parking lot.
What about the, you were also cited for having an obstructed license plate. Tell me about the license plate cover on your vehicle. Does it make it?
That was taken off. I took that off my car because I didn't want no more problem. Now that's taken off. Okay. So I knew that because I know it's a secondary offense, but if they stop you, they can get you for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's like I got stopped by Pierce County Sheriff, but they never brought that part up. But each precinct and all that is different.
But you've taken care of that. You've taken that off.
The license plate cover.
Okay. All right.
But it's off my car.
Okay.
So I don't.
Okay. All right. So here's the situation I have, Mr. Harper. I think that based on the speed measuring device, the radar gun, it looks like they have you speeding in a school zone. I've got no reason to doubt the accuracy of that speed measuring device, especially based on your testimony. So I think that the city has met its burden of proving that infraction by preponderance of the evidence. Because you have rectified the issue of the license plate cover, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss that infraction at this time. So I'll find that the speeding infraction is committed, but I'll go ahead and dismiss the license plate infraction at this time. Okay. Okay. And Mr. Harper, I assigned that order. Sir, you can come forward and we'll get you a copy of it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. Amari Zion McCrary Bay.
Islam, Your Honor. Grand rising to you as well.
Good morning. You are Amari Zion McCrary Bay.
Sir.
Good morning. Go ahead and have a seat. This is case 4A0892587. Mr. McCrary Bay was issued an infraction for operating a motor vehicle in excess of the posted speed limit, 11 to 15 miles per hour over the posted speed limit on December 11th, 2024. And let me take a look here. It does appear that Mr. McCrary Bay has a perfect driving record. And so it does appear that you are eligible for a deferral if that is something that you are interested in. You have responded to the issuance of the infraction by requesting a contested hearing. Is that how you would like to proceed this morning?
Yes, sir.
So the court's going to begin by reviewing the officer's report. After I've done that, I'll go ahead and swear you in, and you'll have an opportunity to provide any testimony you would like.
I also submitted some filings as well. I was just wondering if the court had time to review that as well.
Yes, I did review the filing that was filed with the court last week.
All right. And were there any objections to the filings?
There's no objection to the filings. I have reviewed the filing. So I'll let you make whatever argument you would like to make based upon what you've filed. I'll also let you offer any factual testimony you'd like the court to consider. Okay?
Sure.
So let me go ahead and review the officer's report first. And the court has reviewed the report of Officer Jeremy Vall of the Lakewood Police Department, signed under a penalty of perjury, December 11th, 2024, providing his factual basis for the issuance of this infraction. And Mr. McCrary Bay, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to raise your right hand.
I'm new to this legal, and I'm not Catholic or Baptist. I'm a Moroccan national. So
Yes, sir.
If it's all right, could I put my hand over my heart and say?
Yeah, that's fine. I just need you to affirm that whatever you tell the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
What testimony would you like to offer the court regarding the issuance of the infraction in this case?
First of all, on that morning, I was not driving. Driving implies that I was doing business or commerce. At the time, I was traveling because I was going from home to school, which is Clover Park Technical College. And when he had pulled me over, it was over there by Clover Park, but there's a street where I had taken a left, and that's where he had pulled me over at. And he said I was in the school zone going 10 or 15 over, but I had already where I had turned is already past the school zone, and the speed limit for that was 35, and that's when I had went 35, which was after the speed limit sign.
And Mr. McCrary Bay, is there any additional testimony you'd like to offer at this time?
Not at this time. What actually, the stop was pretextual as well, because in what he had told me, he was like, you don't have a valid driver's license, but he only ticketed me for the traveling infraction. And if I believe that's a pretextual stop, because one, I wasn't cited for no like driver's license, which you don't need a driver's license to do travel. You only need the license to do commerce. And the pretextual stop is because he gave me a citation for the traveling part, but he didn't give me a citation for the ID.
All right. Mr. McCurry-Bay, thank you. And I do want to note for the record that I have reviewed, actually over the weekend, I reviewed the declaration, Mr. McCurry-Bay, that was filed with the court on May 1st, 2025. So the court is going to make a finding that the infraction was committed. The court has reviewed the report of the officer. It does appear that the officer was utilizing a speed measuring device that was properly certified and calibrated at the time that it captured the speed of the vehicle being driven by Mr. McCurry-Bay, or as Mr. McCurry-Bay indicates, that it
Once again, I wasn't driving, I was traveling at the time, and I wasn't operating a vehicle, I was operating my personal property.
correct. And so Mr. McCurry-Bay has used the verbiage traveling and operating his personal property. The officer is using the verbiage driving and motor vehicle. I understand that Mr. McCurry-Bay uses different terminology to describe that phenomenon. I respect that. But it does appear that the speed measuring device that was being utilized by the officer was in good working order at the time of the issuance of this infraction and did record that personal property, or what the officer refers to as the vehicle, traveling at a speed that exceeded the posted speed limit in a school zone. And so the officer issued the infraction based on that observation, as well as the officer's personal estimation of the speed at 35 miles per hour in a 20 mile per hour zone. So the court will enter that finding of committed at this time. The court does note Mr. McCurry-Bay pointing out that the officer did not issue an infraction for failure to have a driver's license.
I did present him my passport though, too.
I do see that the enhanced traveler ID was presented. In response to that, the court does note that officers do have discretion to issue or not issue an infraction, even if there is a factual or legal basis for the issuance of the infraction. And it does appear that Officer Volley did decline to issue that infraction for failure to have a driver's license. However, that does not negate the issuance of the school zone speeding infraction, and the court will find that infraction is committed at this time.
The thing is, though, I'm a Moroccan diplomat, which implies that I don't fall under that jurisdiction.
And under that standing for diplomacy or for diplomatic community, if you are seeking exemption from this court's order, that would need to be taken up diplomatically with the United States Department of State.
Okay.
And the court has signed that order. And Mr. McCurry-Bay, I'll ask you to come forward and we'll get you a copy of the court's order.
Quick question is, would there be a chance for a deferment if possible?
No, unfortunately, once someone requests a contested hearing and they proceed with a contested hearing, the court does not grant deferrals after a finding of committed has been entered.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir. You can go ahead and come forward and we'll get you a copy of that order.